Hey, welcome back, Rankers. Just taking a break from a bit of other work I was doing. And yes, we are coming to you this week from the wonderful PP Island in Thailand. This is an island without cars, and it's just got a couple of resorts on the beach, and that's about it. Interestingly, when I was doing some research on this trip, there was one of two of the places that I was looking at along the beach I found in Google, but there was probably another half dozen. I didn't even turn up, and I was specifically looking for PP Island. And yes, for those in the US, PP, haha, funny. No, it's PHI. Anyway, great resort. But what I found interesting with this particular resort, which is the Holiday Inn, is that the manager, Carol Waller, was very, very active on TripAdvisor and social media. So I actually found the resort through search, and then the decision was confirmed for me through looking at different social media outlets like TripAdvisor. I wasn't reaching out to my social network. I was searching through, social media activity to find out, what sort of response actual people had to complaints or compliments that guests were making at the hotel. So it was a really interesting experience to find those sorts of things out, and how active they were on social media. It was great. Anyway, on with this week's show. Yes, there has been another Google update. Last Friday, whilst we're in the air, Matt Cutts announced that there had been another Penguin update. Now, as many of you know, as we've spoken about before, Penguin was all about taking away a lot of the weight that a lot of rich anchor text backlinks were having off low quality sites. So it was trying to stop people doing article spinning and article marketing and a lot of those sorts of things, or even guest blog posts where the anchor text was the same piece of anchor text all the time, all over the place. And so this update presumably is tweaking that a little bit more. For us, over the last month, and we've seen a few updates, we've seen a Panda, we've seen the exact match domain one that we talked about last week, which we'll get back to in a second, and we've now had the Penguin one. For our own parts, 2outmedia.biz has actually gone up in the rankings over that period. I don't know whether it's purely because of updates that Google's been making, but it certainly hasn't hurt us. The exact match domain, though, I've had a few comments on the blog this week, and James Norquay here, another local, well, not local to PP, but local to Australia, white hat SEO guy, said that he feels that it actually has been rolled out in .com.au. Now, as I showed you last week, that laser hair removal search result, that exact match domain is still there, and it's still being blocked by the bots. So if exact match domain has been rolled out in Australia, it's not real good, because that result, laser hair removal, go and look it up yourself, and laserhairremoval.com.au ranks on the front page, and the site has absolutely no content because it's all entirely blocked by Google. So the only reason that domain is there is presumably because of its exact match. Anyway, had someone else though, Mark Daly, who's been a long time supporter of the show. Hi, Mark. And he said he's got two examples where he thinks some sites have been hit by exact match domain. I'll only take one of those examples today, Mark, but the site that he talks about is Safety Video Shop. And he said it was ranking quite well for safety videos. And he said it was ranking on page 1 for a number of phrases, but sort of now it's dropped to about page 4. He doesn't give us the exact phrase that he's monitoring, but one of them he does is safety videos. Now, I've Googled that now, and you're number 1 just below the videos, Mark. So I'm not sure what's going on there. If you saw something else, maybe it went down, now it's come back. But it's certainly there today. And then he's asked, I don't think the page that was ranking is low quality. And I would say, no, not really. You've got, one advertisement above the fold, which is not a lot. And then you've got a lot of content. So that wouldn't necessarily play into what Google's saying about low quality sites with exact match. So I don't think you've been hit, and I can't replicate anything that says that you have been hit. If you've got something more specific to show us, then please let us know. But to me, you've got an internal page ranking. Maybe it was the front page that was ranking before and it dropped out and then it comes back. We see this a lot where a site might have a target page somewhere inside the site, and for whatever reason, one day it's the target page that's ranking and it's not ranking as well. And then the following day, it's something else. One of the things that you can do, though, and this is a great exercise, that you can go into Google Webmaster Tools And this is a relatively new feature, but basically Webmaster Tools, and I've shown you search queries before under the traffic menu. If you, here we are at health, here we are at traffic, go to search queries, and we'll just have a look at, say, this phrase here for us. Now, I've just clicked on one phrase that has been ranking for us. And you can see here, these are all the different pages that have ranked for that phrase over the course of a month. So when Google shows you this average ranking of a particular phrase down the side, it's made up not only of where you are in that given month, but how many pages within your site that you rank for and the average of those together. So quite often it's helpful just to click on the phrase that, like in your case, Mark, safety videos, go and have a look, see what other pages were ranking. Maybe some of them were ranking far, far lower for a little short period of time before they came back up. But that's a really useful tool because it can give you some idea of how you can target, or better target, your keyword content across those pages to maybe give one page more of the focus for the key phrases or the area of content that you want the user to see when you rank for that phrase, not some sort of extraneous sitemap page or something like that. Hopefully that's helpful. I've got a lot of stuff to do, so I'll see you next week. Thanks very much. Bye.